I'm Derek Jordina. I'm 18 years old. I'm currently taking up BA Film in University of the Philippines, Diliman. I do digital art, visual design, layouting, and some post-production work for video. Well, it's usually dependent on what they're asking me to do, the difficulty of the task, and how much time it's going to consume. But as a general thing, for my friends, I usually do these for free, unless they insist on paying me. Usually it's just with food, and that's okay. The pricing depends, mostly visual art being the cheapest, but I usually try to keep it a minimum of 1,000 so that it's fair for the amount of effort I have to put into thinking of designs. For post-production, that's where the price sort of goes higher because it takes a lot more work to get things done properly and within time schedule. Usually for groups, I don't actually get paid outright because I only work for my dad. I'm non-professional, do freelance work. For private individuals, however, that's where I sort of have to negotiate a higher price. But generally, around higher than 1.5 is fair for basic layouting, whatnot, web design maybe. For 5 skills, I'd say the first one obviously would be creativity because you have to think of fresh new ideas or perhaps take older ones and bundle them up into something new to appeal to a wide audience. Secondly is patience, because believe it or not, it's incredibly difficult to deal with clients. There are a lot of times when I had to turn down a few clients here and there because they really wouldn't step up the price because it's like they think that it's that easy to make. Thirdly, I would say you would have to be ingenious because there's a lot of competition out there, so you have to find some unique selling point to yourself, whether it be that you do mixed media, that you have experience with other fields like, let's say, architecture which you could incorporate, like you do 3D modeling, or you have some experience with seminars and whatnot. And then I would have to say fourth skill would probably be social, to be social, in the sense that you need a lot of connections because really media production isn't the effort of only one person. You need to incorporate your works with the ideas of other people, ask people for advice, and definitely most importantly keep in touch with your clients. And then lastly is individuality. Again, like your own ingenuity, you have to have your own personal selling point, but at the same time, aside from standing out, you have to remember that media production is something that you do. It's an art form, and it's something you practice outside of just the field of work. Well, first of all, I think the most important part is to keep practicing. Make it your hobby, because the only way you're really going to get better is if you keep trying. Like, you develop your own style. Like, personally, I make stickers and do some digital sketching and vectoring in my free time, which I think actually really helps out. Secondly is to be very open, because art is something that's really sort of socially based. It's not something that is set in stone as like a science. So you have to be really open to new ideas, new possibilities, new ways of approaching the same thing. So you come out with different things all the time. You'll have your own personal style, sure, but at the same time you'll be able to appeal to a wider audience. Thirdly would be to build relationships. Connections are very important. Let's say you get a racket here, racket there. It's really important to know your clients, to know people who know your clients, so you can get more involved and you don't just do it as a sideline thing. I mean, personally, it is a sideline thing for me, but that's only because I'm studying. The fourth tip would be to be flexible, because you really have to be ready to approach whatever your client, whoever you're working for, wants, what they want to do. You have to be able to deliver that to them. And even if it's outside of your comfort zone, it's something that you have to be ready to tackle. So being flexible is something. You have to try all kinds of things, from vector to digital art, maybe add a bit of traditional mixed media. Doing that will really widen your horizon and what you can do. And as much as you'll probably be working in a team with people with different strengths and weaknesses, it's better that you have a bit of experience with everything, even if you have mastery over one specific or a few specific parts of media production. And then lastly would be to not be afraid to show your works. Like, go on Facebook, post your works, go on DeviantArt maybe, Tumblr, Pinterest, post your works, make yourself be known, give yourself a little PR here and there. It's really important because unless you expose yourself out there, no one's going to be able to discover you, and you're not actually going to be able to get into the industry or even do freelance work unless people can see what you're capable of. They would pick people who they trust more.